Hey guys, we're going to talk today about the Braun Worklight from Harbor Freight. This is a little gem that's kind of snuck up recently and is getting a lot of good attention for being a really high quality tool from Harbor Freight. Now the normal price for this is $29.99, but it seems like they're putting it on sale pretty regularly for $19.99, and then if you add if you get those coupons, sometimes every once in a while they use the 20% coupons with it, depending on your configuration, whether you're using club things or whatever. I got this for $19.99 and I think it was 20% off, so I got it for like $17. This is a really nice magnetic base work light with a cob LED. It's USB rechargeable, and the beauty of this thing is it takes an 18650 battery. It's a real simple user interface that pretty much has a high, a low, and then a flashlight on the end. Can't get much more simple than that. So we'll show you again. Bam! A high, a low, and this is around 300 lumens. I really don't have a way to test it because it's a cob, so I don't have any way to do any actual testing because I just can't fit it into a light box. I can't really do a ceiling bounce because I'm just not calibrated for it. So it does appear to be 300. I've matched it up with some 300 lumen lights, and it really seems to be right about on par for 300. And given the readings I got out of this for amperage at the tail cap and all that, 300 lumens is not unreasonable at all considering what this light puts out. Alright, so as you can see, this thing is foldable and twistable. So you can configure this in many different ways. It is also magnetic and has a magnetic base, which makes this thing absolutely awesome. Now, USB rechargeable as well. I've charged it quite a few times and I haven't found any overcharging yet. But I'm always leery of USB chargers that they could overcharge or like undercharge and all that. It seems to be okay of a charger, no issues thus far. But I typically tend to also take it out and charge it. Now I've actually, in all honesty, the battery that came with this is dead. It only lasted maybe 2 or 3 days, and it's just no longer really accepting a charge. So I sent it off to the wonderful world of recycling to go. It's a really cheap, no-name, unbranded cell. It's 2,000 milliamp hours. I did test it on my Opus and it came out as 2,300 milliamp hours, so it is within spec as to what they advertise. So we're going to take a look real quick. Oops. Oh, another cool thing with this, guys, is it will run while you're charging, so you can do pass-through. So you have a nice, healthy spring. There's your 18650, which you can see is a very strong magnet. That's a very strong magnet on there. Nice tube, nice thick tube to it. Overall, really good quality. O-ring sealed, so you shouldn't have issues with water there. It is dry, so you're definitely going to want to lube those threads. There, trying to do this behind camera is always fun, guys. So you can see you have some nice heat sinking there to help take care of the heat that's generated by it. But overall, guys, this is extraordinarily handy. The magnet is very strong, so you can hang this thing upside down, right side up, sideways, all different directions. And you're going to see some footage of this being used in some various kind of situations. We had some plumbing issues here. It's been super, super cold, so we had some pipes freeze, and you're going to see this thing being used. I literally was able to put it onto the metal gas line and use it and point it in the direction I need. So it gives you a really good coverage of what you want to see. It's a nice diffused light, so there's no big bright hot spot. It doesn't have issues with like drowning out colors. So if you're looking for the white line versus the red line, it doesn't drown out colors or blur things because it is very nice and very diffused. Kind of hold it up. You can see there's no apparent hot spot to it at all. It's just a really nice, even, straight beam, which is kind of cool. And very, very handy. In fact, I was using this, I had a plumber come over and help me, and he was very impressed with it. He, of course, had, I think, like the DeWalt light, one of the DeWalt battery-operated lights that goes with his power tools. And he was very impressed with it. And it's like, holy cow, I got to go buy one. Because it was very handy. It's something you could reposition in a minute's notice, and just, the capabilities of being able to hang it to something metal, let it just stand up straight. It does tail stand, so you can stand it up. The only thing it won't do is you can't set it up like this. It's just too off balance. So that's that. overall, you can see it's a little dirty. This has gotten quite a bit of use since I bought it, guys. It's been extraordinarily handy. The wife likes it as well because it's very quick. Cause I just literally stick this thing to the side of the refrigerator and she can run up and grab it anytime she needs it. A quick flashlight, you know, because it is so simple to use and all that. But very handy. We've actually had quite a bit of use out of it. Very surprised, you know. And for $19, I think this is an absolute steal of a deal, and I highly recommend getting one. In fact, I'm going to be buying more of these. I'm probably going to buy 2 or 3 of these because I do think they're just a really good value for the money. They're very useful and just very handy. So I want to have one, I think, in the gun safe. I want one here, you know, in our kitchen on the side of the fridge, and probably one for out in the garage too. So I want to get a couple of these. But yeah, very happy. Runtime, okay. With the 2,000 milliamp hour battery, I ran this thing quite a bit. And you know, it didn't last the longest. You know, like I used it, I tested it, I played around with it. But that battery, like I was doing some footage of cast iron cookware for you guys, and so I left it on for about half an hour straight. Now, when this thing goes, it's just gonna turn off. It's not gonna tell you. It's not gonna warn you. I think actually, this turns red, but I didn't notice it. You know, like I wasn't paying attention. I didn't notice it. One thing you notice too is this low mode, you see that flickering? That's PWM, so if you are sensitive to that, you will have issues with that PWM. It's only on the low mode. I don't see it on the flashlight, just on that low mode. So, yeah. So like I said, the battery's going to go out very suddenly, guys. So you're not going to get much notice. If you're paying attention, you're like, I haven't noticed it turn red. Oh yeah, actually it did turn red. It will be red when it is low, but I just wasn't paying attention enough to see exactly when it turns red and how long you have. But when this thing goes out, guys, there's no fading. It just, like I'm sitting there and it's just out. So you do want to pay attention to that if you are on a job. Keeping an extra 18650 around is quite a handy thing. But then too, you know, the ability to pass through charge, to charge and run light at the same time is very good because, you know, if you do EDC, a small power bank, you can keep this thing going for quite a bit with just a small USB power bank. So really cool product, really happy with it. Can't recommend it high enough.